Let's talk about the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. As I'm sure you've heard, and everybody's heard, which is why we're going to take this conversation a little bit differently. But Dragunov has left the WWE. His contract is set to expire here in August, and word on the street is he's not going to resign. He's already been moved over to the alumni page on WWE.com. So,
They didn't waste any time with that.
well, that's the one thing they like keep up with, that alumni page, because as Paul Heyman said, we answer to shareholders, and that's like, yeah, that's like the one thing they have to. That's why if you ever have a question on if someone is still around or not, if you look over there, because that's like, yeah, that's the one place they don't play.
What would the shareholders give a shit on who's wrestling or not? All they care about is if they're making money.
I don't know. One of the shareholders may be like really in it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just that's always like the one thing that they keep like up to the second with, is that alumni page or that roster page. Maybe it's not for the shareholders, but for whatever reason they keep that like on the second. For more details, we go over to the takedown with Sports Illustrated. It says new details emerge regarding Ilya Dragunov's surprise WWE departure. Ilya Dragunov left WWE on Tuesday, and new reports have surfaced about a recent contract negotiation between him and the company. The Mad Dragon's days has come to an end. News first started making its rounds on Thursday. Ilya Dragunov had chosen to let his contract expire with the company. Important words there. Let his contract expire. Not he didn't get released. He let his contract expire. So he is officially a free agent.
Which that's not new.
What?
His contract expiring.
It's not, but it's important. The contract expires, and then it just goes on to a little bit of detail about he missed over a year with a turn ACL. He tore his ACL. He came back to live matches in a live event with Gunther, but he made a impactful return to his in-ring this past October when he defeated Sami Zayn to be the U.S. champion. And then that was pretty much, he lost the title, and then we pretty much never saw from him again. Then it says, according to Dave Meltzer in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer, the contract negotiations between Dragunov and WWE played a huge role in his decision to pull him from TV. Well, this is important. Dragunov was termed a very good contract, and it was coming due. In talks over a new deal, the sides were far apart with the decisions. They were made in April not to use him anymore. He would be a free agent to wrestle anywhere at this point, and there is no non-compete. That's why that contract expiring is important. Is because, yeah, there's not a non-compete. So, by the way, AEW's All In pay-per-view is this coming weekend, so he seemingly can show up there.
Where was he before this?
I don't know. He's been in WWE for quite a long time, so I want to say he was somewhere overseas before that.
West Side Extreme Wrestling. You like the WXW?
My favorite.
They're in Germany. And then Progress Wrestling. That's England. I just can't believe they didn't let Gunther wrestle him. They didn't even try. They had that stellar match, and yeah, they just kind of let it not happen. Stupid.
Yeah, they had that one match in the NXT UK. They never got to run that on the main roster.
I think they had two matches, because I think Gunther won the first one and then Ilya won the second one.
Sorry, when I say that one match, I meant like there was one that was like a good one. Not saying that the other one was bad. I'm just saying there was one that was just like, that's the one that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I watched. I know I watched one of them. I don't know if I watched the second one, but I do know they did wrestle twice. Like they ran it back, but I think the first one is the one everybody like, because they basically killed each other.
Yes. That's like, oh man, wrestling's back. and then they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Ilja's gone, and then they had Gunther tap out to fucking Jey Uso.
Well, that wasn't sequential order, but I think we were far away from it. I mean, there was never a point, although there was never a point where they were going to be on equal footing.
No, but you could have had Gunther talking shit to him in the back, and that sets up a match, and they could have wrestled.
Yeah, and it does become just one of those matches that got away from the potential. Like, it was right there on the table, and it just got away from us. But outside of that, I don't know if it was like, I know the community is upset that Dragunov is no longer with WWE, and I don't know. They think he could have had a title run or something.
They shouldn't have had him talk about his stupid mom.
Well, for me, the end of his career was not even the Brock Lesnar no selling. Is when Tonga Loa no sold his chops. Like, that was it for him. For me, at that point, I saw that. Yeah, and then
like if Tonga Loa is not selling for you, you have no hope.
Yeah, and then that sent him into like his thing where he was, I don't know,
talking about his feelings and shit.
Yeah, his whatever weird shit that was.
My mom abandoned me. Whatever.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, he's going to be. I mean, it does beg the question: is he going to be in AEW? Because it seems like they are getting full over there.
Yeah, they still have people they don't do anything with, don't they?
Yes. They have so many talents that they aren't doing anything with. They're bringing in the New Day. They brought in the Motor City Machine Guns, who haven't been back on TV since that happened.
Nice. Imagine having 6-hour pay-per-views and you still don't have room for everybody.
Don't give him any ideas, because he will. Like, he'll extend that pay-per-view more. But even with that, just like, you don't have the TV time to be bringing in all these people. And I don't want to pocket watch Tony Khan, but I saw a report that a video game, Fight Forever, lost like $30 million or something. And you're also paying all these talents. I would, just from the outside looking in, I would guess that AEW may or may not even be profitable. Again,
I'd be surprised if it was.
Yeah, not to pocket watch AEW, but like, you just can't keep going at the pace you're going, signing more and more talent, bleeding money like that.
Are there ticket sales still? Is ticket sales still going down?
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, WWE sucks so much that they forgot to talk about all that.
Yeah. So I guess good for them that WWE is covering for them.
Right.
But yeah, so what I'm getting at is, with all that going on, is it going to be too crowded to bring in a Dragunov? That's the question.
Probably. I don't see why. Yeah, I don't see how he would help them. He'd have like one good match and then, or one, like he would come in, feud with somebody, and then kind of just disappear after he loses to him.
Yeah, he'll probably come out, start out hot, and then he'll be wrestling Tommaso Ciampa on Collision in a month. So I guess if you want to see Dragunov, you can tune into Collision, and you'll see him over there. But you won't see him in WWE anymore. Just the last note on this. The latest report was WWE felt that Dragunov was a great worker, but not a numbers mover. As such, he needed to be a numbers mover for the level of money he was asking for. That's the latest we saw on it. That's what I got at before. Like, they got this analytic thing going on. They're playing their analytic ball, or what do they call it? Money ball. And yeah, he's just not moving the needle enough for what they're paying him for.
They didn't really give him a position to try to move the needle.
I think they did. I mean,
what did they do with him after he lost the U.S. title?
Well, that was the time. He was champion for how long? Putting on how long of a runway does he need?
We was having the best matches on the night.
Yeah, but that's not enough anymore. Need story. How long did it take Danhausen to get over?
That's
Two
not his
weeks.
fault though. If there's no story, that's creative. That's not him. How come
Hmm.
these wrestlers keep getting released, but none of these fucking writers?
That is the question. But I also, people keep saying, "Oh, he didn't have the right creative."
He didn't. They had him talking about his fucking mom, and like he went from like being the Mad Dragon and having banger after banger to just talking about his fucking feelings, and it just didn't make any sense. It was right out of left field, and that shit was boring as fuck. So no wonder people lost interest in him, and then he just disappeared. If he's not on TV or if he's not, in any backstage segment, then of course they're going to forget about him, and of course he's not going to move any numbers.
I think it was chicken and the egg thing. Like he wasn't moving the numbers, and then they took him out. But I don't know. It's tough. Like, yeah, he didn't have the creative around him, but this is also the same creative team that everybody else has, and there's people who are making it work under the current creative. Solo
Like who?
Solo Sokoa
But he's doing it
is
himself.
getting himself over.
Getting himself over. The story isn't getting him over. The writers aren't getting him over. There's nothing other than the fact that he's showing some personality.
Yeah, but it's working for him. So why couldn't Dragunov do something like that?
Because they were having him talking about his fucking mom. Then after
Okay,
that
put
they took him off.
some.
Then after that they took him off TV.
Oh, I know, but put some flair behind it. So where we're talking about.
He did, where he was doing the conducting thing on the way to the ring.
No, I mean the. You said he was talking about his mom. Well, do something to make us like connect with that. Like, I don't know, like when when Alistair Black used to have to sit in the broom closet talking about pick a fight with me, but the way he said, he was like, pick a fight with me with his teeth showing.
Well, he got
Or
released too.
he sure did. Or LA Knight when he had to be when he was Max Dupree and he was an unnecessarily close talker. Like he was really in there with his when he was talking to people.
Apparently one of his ring names was El Hijo de Trump.
Max Dupree? I'm sorry, LA Knight?
Yeah.
I'm sure that got over. Especially with the El Hijo. That means he was in Lucha somewhere. But, I'm saying there's people who took the bad creative and they still got over with it. And maybe there wasn't enough time because the analytics were already out, but maybe Dragunov could have done something with that. This, again, was after he had that moment with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I would say that was the beginning of the end for him.